In an emotional essay penned for US publication Harper's Bazaar, pop icon Madonna revealed the challenges she faced of being hell-bent on making it, which included being raped by a stranger in New York. As the star's confessions rocked international media, the perils of being desperate to make it in show business emerged once again in South Africa. A person or persons posing as model scouts for Sashi Naidu's agency Alushi have reportedly distributed BBM and WhatsApp messages coercing girls and young women to send personal details and images of themselves, promising careers as models or appearances in local soapy Isidingo. Once the hopefuls, some as young as 14, engage with the supposed scout, she would then be asked to send nude images of herself. Alushi and Isidingo have since distanced themselves from the scam, warning that any scouting or casting conducted over social media is almost always illegitimate. In 2012, Thabo Bester, dubbed the Facebook rapist, was sentenced to a now reduced 30-year prison term after raping and killing 2 women he lured under the guise of a talent scout on Facebook.
Bruno, this is our big chance, man. Don't you want success?
While it is encouraged that young talent chase their dreams, hopefuls are cautioned to pursue their ambitions wisely.
And this is definitely a topic to take note of. Now, as I mentioned, we have 2 industry leaders with us. We have Emma Ress from Emma Ress Management and also Byron, the owner of Boss Model Management, just to share their thoughts on what is actually going on out there. Guys, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Byron, I want to talk to you first. What is the situation like at the moment? I mean, how often do these bogus scouts operate and what kind of light does it put on the modeling industry?
Look, it happens roughly, I would say, up to once a week, twice a week.
That often?
What happens is some deviant person would decide to get hold of prospective models via Facebook, BBM or WhatsApp. So it's all through the social medias. And the one in particular that we've had a problem with for the last year is a chap in Namibia who then calls himself Giselle Bundchen or Candace Swanepoel. At one stage, he was Candace Swanepoel. And he approaches girls on Facebook or BBM, and he tells them that they're going to be superstars, and can they send him pictures in bikinis and this whole thing.
Oh, wow.
And the only time we ever get, and of course he says that he's a scout for, she is a scout for Boss Models. Luckily, a lot of the time the parents do phone in.
Okay.
So we immediately say, you know what, please ignore this. And then my advice to all of them, I have a standard response is get the girl, get your daughter to Facebook, everyone on her Facebook network, on her BBM. She must broadcast a message saying, if this person gets hold of you, it's a scam.
Okay.
All right. And it doesn't do great things for the industry.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
It puts... The modeling industry always has had not a beautiful light because it's a party sort of whole.
But I mean, still,
industry
it's an industry where models work really hard. I mean, if they're in the right circles. And I think it's also, like you say, a collective effort between the parents and the agencies to try and suss out what is going on. Now, Emma, I want to ask you this. How can parents or young actors check that the casting call is valid? That you're not going to some awkward audition or that they know it's a serious job from an actual agency?
Well, I think the first thing you need to do as an actor is you need to get a reputable agent. And I think even within the modelling industry, I think it's important to find a reputable agent.
Absolutely.
And each part of the industry has a governing body that looks after each part of the industry. So if you're an actor, there are associations called like the PMA, the Professional Managers Association, SAPAMA, that you can actually phone them and see who's under there, if they're on their list, and they're accredited agents as such. So I think that if you have a reputable agent, generally they would, they do the groundwork for you, looking at, if it is legitimate, where it is, who it's being done by, what film production company.
All right.
The same happens for the modelling industry. The modelling industry in Cape Town has something called NAMA, the National Association of Model Agencies.
Okay.
They have a website. Go to the website, have a look and see if the person that's claiming to scout for the agency, have a look and see if that agency's on a NAMA site, and then go to the agency's website and contact the agency directly.
Okay.
Always go to an agent.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
I think that's also a good message for parents out there, because models start fairly young. I mean, from 13, 14 years old, especially girls. What would your message be to them, to young girls that might be watching right now who wants to get into the modelling industry?
If you want to get into the modeling industry, first of all, do your research. Get onto the NAMA website, check out the agencies that NAMA represents, because it's a governing body, and then go to each and every single website.
Okay.
They will have a scouting section. They'll have a contact us. Get in contact with the agent or the agency, and they'll guide you from there. Nothing needs to happen until you have contact with the agency that you're prospectively wanting to join.
And also don't send photos to somebody just randomly contact you on Facebook or BBM, right?
Never.
Don't
Never.
get those photos. You never know where those photos
No.
might end up.
However, we get actors who get emailed by people in Nigeria. I'm making a movie. I want you to be the lead. It's lovely for an actor to want to be the lead in a movie, and it's you really want to phone that man and meet him at his hotel and go and be the lead.
Yeah.
It's generally not going to happen.
Exactly, but I
Yeah.
think most of all, use your savvy. We're going to take a very quick ad break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.